Welcome back to Persona Q2 New Similar Labyrinth. The Sonic Racing Cross Worlds Open Network test has ended, and now I am sad. But now it is time to head back into Act 3 of Giant Black Smudge. But firstly, off camera I appraised some items, and I actually found some surprising results. I got an Energy Bracer, which gives Power Charge, and a Focus Bracer, which, no, that's the Sonic Claw. We're not in the Sonic game right now, Teddy. As much as you might want to be. Mind Charge. Yeah, I don't know why it's called Mind Charge here when it's called Concentrate in Persona 5 itself, but they keep switching back and forth with these terms. But yeah, also this is the party that I've gone with. I have Joker because there are a lot of things that are weak to Curse here, so having AoE Curse is really nice. And Akechi because there'll be Bless weak things. Ryuji to tank. Well, actually the others are mostly here because they're lower level, but they're all pretty strong party members. Also, I have restocked my healing items, even though that'll mean less room for, enemy drops. So, once more into the bad musical. Once more into the realm of the Persona world equivalent of cats, I guess. So yeah, last time we opened up a shortcut to the next elevator room, so it's not too hard to access from here. So let's call the elevator, and hop down. So many Switch quotes here. Also, I have Joker in the party because I kind of want to give him some time to say actual words. After the Sonic Racing Cross Worlds demo, I noticed that not a lot of people were using him there, and I can't really blame them. Because even though he's kind of a cool addition, one, a lot of people are getting Persona 5 fatigue at this point, especially with the mobile game and apparently how that's been handled. Yeah, there are some issues with that, so from what I hear, they're basically, like, rapidly increasing the pace of the content to try and catch up with China, but at the same time, they are not really increasing the free-to-play rewards, which kind of encourages people to use the microtransactions. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a great situation. I would say I'm going to try and use less Medioramas from Teddy because I'll be using a lot of AoE attacks in this Labyrinth run, and I want to kind of preserve my SP, but Teddy was boosted there, so it's fine. But yeah, Persona 5 fatigue, but also just, like, as cool as it is to have Joker in a Sonic racing game, and I kind of expected it given how popular Persona has become since the Sonic and Sega All-Stars crossover racing games, like, Persona and Yakuza were inevitable in the next Sega crossover racing game, because they're both kind of flagship Sega franchises these days, whereas back in the days of the original All-Stars Racing Transform, you were just, it was just things like Samba de Amigo, which, you know, I'm not saying is bad, I'm just like, I'm kind of less into that. But yeah, this area right here might seem a little weird, because if we press this switch, we'll just trap ourselves in this room. Well, once we activate that shortcut, there'll be a reason for why that switch is there. But yeah, just the simple fact that Joker doesn't have any voice lines, I understand why that happened. According to the producers of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, we're back in Persona Q and here I am talking more about Cross Worlds. I think this is new. Rainy Brother 1 is weak to fire and electricity. And both these eagles are weak to electricity, and this is the point where I really wish they had Mazio here, but I sadly don't. And I don't have any electric attack items either. And there's the elect weakness going off. I would say I can actually picture Chie bonding with Fenrir, but I feel like Yukiko would probably give it a ridiculous name. They outsped Ryuji's line guard. That was specifically designed to stop Joker from going down there. Well, okay. Literally slowest character in the game, coming through once again. And he missed out on the experience, but he is higher level than everyone else here, so it's probably fine. Oh, nice triple level 43 there. And once again, the designers decided to give Teddy the higher tier ice physical skills rather than Yusuke. Just that decision, why? Also, I am gonna try and use items for my out-of-battle healing where I can, just again to preserve my SP, because there's actually a decent amount of ground that I need to cover for this part. But yeah, it almost defeats the point, I feel, of Joker being a guest character if he doesn't talk. It's just like, without voice acting, they just aren't these iconic crossover characters. Like, I've never even seen any SpongeBob, but part of the, but from what I can tell, part of the reason why SpongeBob and Patrick are such memes is because of their hilariously memorable dialogue. So not having that, oh yeah, and what I was saying was that the reason why they don't have dialogue is just the sheer amount of, sign-off they'd have to do with the rights holders just for every single line they give the characters. It makes sense, and the game is still incredible. Like I'm not gonna knock that game at all for this approach, but, yeah, it does just feel like a lot of these crossover characters are going to be less special, unless it ends up being like Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl and they patch in voice acting for them later. But okay, yeah, these fights get interesting because of... Oh yeah, Chie has True Critical Eye now, which can be kind of fun. But it's because these Mayas can use... They can use All Guard, and when that happens before Akechi uses his AoE Bless skill, it gets kind of funny. But I'll just say that I have actually gone through this segment of the dungeon before. I recorded this entire part, and then I realized that I hadn't switched off my application audio capture in OBS from Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, so there was no audio, and I had to completely redo it. Oh well. That's why, for all those watching this playthrough live, there was no upload yesterday. Sasuga Kurokuma! Whack! Itai Kuma! Okay, is it weird to say, and the answer is most likely yes, that Japanese Teddy is actually growing on me somewhat. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he is. I guess it's just you're with this VA for so long. Well, I mean, the VA himself is actually great. So Kanpei Yamaguchi is, he was in Detective Conan. He was in Kiki's Delivery Service. Originally when I looked at his, performances, I was like, okay, he's Usopp in One Piece? That tracks. He was very clearly typecast as Teddy, if he's also Usopp in One Piece. But then I realized he is the protagonist of Inuyasha. Now, I've never seen that, but from what I can gather, I get the sense that he's a pretty, he is a pretty, serious, half-demon swordsman who's also in a pretty dramatic romantic subplot. That doesn't sound anything like Teddy or, I mean, Usopp's in a romantic subplot in a live-action One Piece, and Usopp can be serious sometimes, but you get the idea. Yeah, that just reminded me, on that subject, I'm just apparently, the Usopp and Kaya thing isn't as obvious in the original manga, but she does refuse all of her suitors and keep Usopp's wanted poster in her room at all times, so, I feel like it's pretty much endgame even in the manga too at this point. And I guess it also fits the whole thing of, no romance between the Straw Hats, but they didn't say anything about romance between Straw Hats and people outside the crew. You know, with Yatsufuso, I just realized that two of my major Link personas are dogs. I might get the all-out finisher if I go for this. I really should use Teddy's boost to heal here, but this is just too tempting. Okay, good, Ryuji didn't miss with that. If he had, we would have had a few problems. And we're gonna have another meaty popcorn feast after this. But yeah, I honestly found myself not playing as Joker that much. I am at least glad they have Persona sound effects in his lobby emotes. Oh, by the way, when I was in the final, final lobby of the open network test, everyone was spamming buy emotes, and it actually made me tear up a little bit. I can't wait to actually, fully play that game once it comes out. But anyway, let's not talk about other games here. Let's talk about this game. And you might notice that in this game, there's a stage lift out in the middle of nowhere there. I wonder why that is. That certainly can't imply anything ominous whatsoever. Well, first things first, if we head up here, we have a one-way shortcut, another door, this chest that we got a preview of way earlier, cute garb recipe. This one's actually kind of important since it gives clothes for everyone. I am aiming for that with Eiga just in case it decides to guard everything. Best knock it down first, and Teddy's the fastest one here, because I am very appreciative of the buff they gave him since Q1. Yeah, I think I had a really good track lab in the first Q game. I thought that it was another persona that I used a lot of in my first Q2 playthrough, and then I'm like, I looked up its skill set, and I'm like, no, its skills don't look that great. Unless I somehow made it into like a really good Link persona in my first playthrough. I doubt it though, because at that point I didn't know that like double, triple, and quadruple Link stacked. So anyway, that beanstalk over there, stage lift I mean, we can't get through there now, so we need to switch the stage lift into a different configuration to progress. But there's a little bit of a twist to this story. Just put that there. One thing to note is that my maps I prepared earlier of these floors have some of the stage lift tiles not stepped on, which would imply that not all of them are required for 100% floor completion. Okay, just to ensure there aren't any crazy surprises, I am spotlighting Joker for my Eiga. And I specifically gave my fast physical attacker the Link skill, because if I had left it up to Ryuji, then we might have problems, given that he is insanely slow, and this thing likes to screw you over with Tentarafu if you don't knock it down quickly. Okay, is that good or bad? Well, I mean, here comes Kanji literally with the steel chair. I've recently been refamiliarized with that meme thanks to Mega Holucha. Once again, I don't really know what to think about it because I want to see stats before I can comment. But okay, yeah, that battle went alright. I have like a bajillion stuff though that I need to sell. But I want to keep going as far as I can, because there actually aren't a lot of, like, shortcuts in this area that lead, like, back to earlier areas until, like, we've basically finished this whole, like, region. Okay, I have a theory. I want to test to see if we don't actually need to step on every floor tile for this. Okay, one of the floor tiles has definitely not stepped on my map, so I'm going to see if I just press this switch. Because you might have noticed that, yeah, an FOE icon just showed up. Because there was indeed a bear in there. And now this bear is roaming around in that area, trapped behind the stage lifts. Now, normally you're meant to try and circumvent it via raising and lowering them correctly. However, I can just walk past here. And again, I want to experiment to see if this will still give me the map completion. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm just vanish balling. Without AoE electric skills, this particular encounter isn't really worth taking for my party. No, really, you don't say, Fuka? Okay, let's move on back up to the 3rd floor. And we're now in the final stretch of this group of 2 floors. Even though we're only at 65% floor completion. Yeah, I do wonder, do any tiles with stage lifts on them count? I guess we'll see, because the map I prepared earlier of this floor definitely has a few unstepped on stage lifts, and I still got 100% completion for the chest. Meanwhile, encounters like this are a lot better to take with this party. I think this will kill the book via the Elect Link. Though I don't know if that's going to give me an all-out attack. It probably won't, because the Elect Link is, Yeah, the Elect Link counts as a separate, like, attack step, I guess. Like, the all-out attack is kind of only prompted if your attack knocks the enemy down. Basically, like, it would have like, made the check for that, and then it would have been like, okay, you didn't knock down everything. Okay, the next attack on the list is the Link follow-up. Oh, that did kill the other thing, but, again, it wasn't an attack that knocked something down, so... yeah, Links will never end up prompting an all-out attack. I mean, the Link's follow-ups, at least. Yeah, Crow is really burning through his SP a bit more than he should, but, oh well. Yeah, speaking of things being checked at weird times, there is actually something that I want to talk about regarding, Etrian Odyssey games, because, somebody in my chat, who, has played EO games, they've been going through the original Etrian Odyssey 2, well, moreover, well, actually, a forum Let's Play of it, because they've been playing the Untold remake. But the original Japanese release of Etrian Odyssey 2 is, like, I don't even. The forum Let's Play has exposed some completely insane bugs in that game. Bugs that, to me, just seem like, what the heck were the designers even thinking? Like, honestly, even Sonic 06's bugs are more logical to me than some of these bugs. So, for example, skills that are meant to be, I believe, evasion buffs for you, in fact, debuff your accuracy. There are skills that have percentage chance of ailments in the, like, 1 or 2% range. And that's not even for debilitating things like instant death, it's for, like, the most basic of basic boring ailments. And I'm going to temporarily stop my tangent because right here we do have a little bit of an FOE puzzle. So you'll see that there's a bear running amok down there. If we press this switch, we'll be able to progress, but if we do that, the bear... Unless I accidentally trapped it without even trying. I think I accidentally just trapped the bear without even trying. So yeah, you're supposed to, like, wait until the bear is on a stage lift to press that switch and get rid of it. Otherwise, it ends up trapped between two other stage lifts, and it's very hard to progress through these hallways. Yeah, from my experience, Odaijin usually means, like, minister or something. I don't know why that's Teddy's nickname for Crow, especially given Crow's certain narrative circumstances in Persona 5, if you know, you know. Okay, that was weird. Crow's line was so delayed, I thought that his voice was coming out of Teddy for a second. We electrocuted a tongue to death. Congratulations. And it wasn't an all-out finisher, so probably not gonna get level ups out of this. Okay, just barely got an Akechi sub-persona level up. Magic talent. Oh, okay, I might actually be able to rectify something from my previous lost attempt at this. So, originally, I was gonna be like, oh, I don't need a physical attack on Skadi, I'm just gonna replace that with magic talent. Slight issue. For the boss of this dungeon, and this is probably why a lot of personas available at these level ranges give you just standard physical skills, you actually want standard physical attacks, not links. Because there is a segment of the boss that is only vulnerable to physical damage. Like, just purely physical. Like not physical elemental skills, just physical. However, I am going to be going for the magic talent here, because, you know, this is more of a magic build persona. Also, Farsight. Yeah, Skadi has a bit of a weird build in this game. Learning passives, magic, physical, and navigator skills all at once is probably not the best. So yeah, normally you're meant to use this shortcut to actually jump back and forth. So like, you would activate this shortcut, then you would press the button, and then you'd find a way to progress forward without the bear getting in the way. However, as I said, I accidentally got rid of the bear without even seeing it, so, that happened. I'm just picturing the bear being like, oh, it's time for my big seed! And then suddenly it's like, realize it's staying on a stage lift, and the stage lift gets raised, and it's like, whoop! Damn it! We established, though I wasn't taking those encounters. Yes, I know, Fuka, but I want to go a little bit further before we head back and do stuff. So yeah, I'm not stepping on that tile. According to my initial... On the map that I... Oh, actually, yeah, on the map that I prepared earlier, it was exactly the same. I didn't step on that tile or that tile, and I still got 100% floor completion. So yeah, some of the stage lifts don't count. And now we have yet another shortcut that we can open up. So I'm not sure if these are meant to be mirrors or paintings. I guess either way works. And this stage lift in our way is totally fine to pass through. Okay, yes, here we want to go this way first. If you're getting tired of this music, the music is going to change soon. Uh-oh. A bit late for that, buddy. Yeah, just Teddy and Crow are going to be able to finish this, but this might mean Chie loses out on the experience for this. I love how that thing was like, "Don't worry guys, I'll save you!" And the Snake is like, "I'm already badly hurt." But now the fight is over. And Chie is rip. Oh, she would have leveled up out of that if she'd survived. In fact, everyone would have leveled up out of that if she'd survived. Oh well. Yeah. Null S-bind. I think I don't need Assault Dive. But yeah, Ryuji does eventually get All Guard. It's just that Kanji essentially has it from the beginning, but a cheaper version. All this Maya honey. I thought the Maya is just meant to be goop, not, you know, bees. But anyway, what's through here is just a treasure chest, as the map is previewing right now. So yep, there it is. Right. Well, reviving Chie with the revival bait is going to free up enough space. And we get the Stage Guard recipe. So yeah, more new items to the shop. And then up here, we also have nothing. But yeah, again, pretty much almost done with this floor. Oh right, yeah, the really hilarious thing about like Etrian Odyssey 2 that I was going to talk about. So and I will give Atlas credit. A lot of these bugs got fixed in the English localization. So it was a bit of a Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn in that regard. But to me, the most hilarious bug is, so there are quests in that game that like ask you to raise a certain class to a specified level. And I can keep talking this battle because we have a new enemy here. The Soul Dancer is weak to nuclear, and it has a bit of a weird, messed up strategy that you might see, or if I play this battle well enough, you might not see it. Maybe Ryuji will try and take one for the team. Nuclear strike link on you. You're gonna keep guarding, and then Teddy's gonna activate the Mediarama. So yeah, these quests, they work by checking, like, after a battle is over, whether you have anybody of that class present at that level. Here's the problem, though. In the Japanese version, the game checks to see whether the quest is completed after every single battle. So, because of that, the forum Let's Play that I saw the screenshot of was just saying, never accept these quests until you actually have somebody of the right level to complete them immediately. Otherwise, the game will lag every time you finish a battle, because it's doing the check for have you completed the quest yet. Every single time. So, say, it is insane, and apparently, yeah. So like somebody on those forums suggested that like the game should have been checking after every level up, which still is a little bit of work, but is marginally better than like I can understand. Like, it feels to me like checking that after every battle is very much like kind of amateur game designer behavior. Like, that is like, you know, that's a way to do it. It'll work, but it's a very brute force method that's gonna chug the game severely. Don't worry, we'll get to rest very soon. It's just that I'm so close to being done with these two floors that I would like to finish them off in one fell swoop. So yeah, this right here is the only real shortcut that lets you skip that whole last segment. So, generally speaking, once I'm in that part of these floors, I usually like to just go all the way, as I'm hopefully going to do here. So we cover just these tiles, 99%, and we're done. And yeah, we didn't actually need to step on every tile. So, you know what? I am actually going to take these stairs, because this will let me warp to Act 4 whenever I want, which I will want to soon, because there's going to be not only another mini-boss coming up, but also another musical number. And I want some very specific people present for that, because, well, remember how the first one kind of explained the context behind Kamoshida Man? Well, now we're getting the Yosuke-saurus context. So those things we just picked up in the chest gives you the superstar attire for humans, all stats +1. Oh, can you get the spike? Oh, actually, strength boost for Chie, I'll take that. And the fluffy scarf for not cats, along with the soft mane for yes dogs. Now, let's apparize these. Oh, that is insane. Wow, yeah, the comments were not kidding when they said you want to check the treasure spots in the 4th labyrinth. Wow. So, the Joker and Akechi Yaoi has been replaced by Yu and Yosuke Yaoi. And I'm going to switch my ailment persona over to Naoto because her luck is way higher than Akechi's. For this mini-boss, you will want some kind of confusion skill, and also electric and AoE bless skills. So now, let us begin. Yeah, the real moment of truth will happen when we... Oh, right, I forgot to pick up the 100% chest thing from the previous floor. Okay. I guess I can show something. So if we do this and climb up that way, if I use the Gobake more here... Yeah, it's gonna take us to these stairs, not the stairs at the start of the floor. And will it be disappointing compared to the Goho M more? It is. A special fusion for Hathor. That's not bad. Yeah, you know, may as well show that off while we're here. I actually like how a lot of the special fusions need to be unlocked. Okay, 48. Masai. Oh, Mind Charge and Immunity Buffer. Yeah, 50% chance of negating physical. That's not bad. Lu plus Pavati, who I don't think I'm equipping to anybody right now. I do like... Okay, oh yeah, Lu is currently on Chie. But... Miragion... Yeah, there's really nothing much else I want to pass down besides Miragion Fire Boost Makoha. Although, heavy physical attacker is not bad for the upcoming boss. I can always buy back Lu, though. I can make Uriel out of some random junk. Actually, that's not bad to have. I would kind of like ambush arts on anything with Guillotine Strike, but still, that's not bad. Dis plus... Oh, okay, I can easily just buy you back from the compendium. Cherub's gone through a vast amount of different designs in the wider SMT series. I do like its more cyborg design in SMT 5, Vengeance specifically. This design kind of looks too, I don't know, like too grandiose for something that's just meant to be like a lower ranked angel? Like, I don't know about you, but to me this almost looks like it should be an actual god rather than a servant of a god. I've actually swapped some personas around because I've put immunity buffer from Hathor on Yosuke. I need him alive for his kunai backup. Meanwhile, Chie now has Uriel because she has ambush arts to back up the guillotine slice. And Akechi has Rangda for debilitate because he doesn't really have much better to do. Sometimes, at least. Are you ready for Act 2? Hikari's High School Sucked, the musical. So that says bakako, like idiot girl, kimoi, which is gross, and kudasu or something. The top ones are a little harder to read. But basically they're nasty things written on a girl's desk.
気にしちゃダメだよ。消すのを手伝うよ。え？ありがとう。私はひかり。みゆきちゃんだよね。よろしくね。ひかりちゃん。よろしく。ひかりちゃん、映画好きなんだね。うん、同じ映画でも何回も見ちゃうんだ。この前見たのは恐竜の出てくるやつ。いいの？行きたい。そうだ、せっかくだしみんなも一緒に行かない？私はちょっと。私も塾あるし。ごめん、また今度。
The hairstyles on these high school students might seem a little familiar to you.
そっか、残念だけど、またね。なんで私の机にゴミが。
So now that says Eiga Baka, like movies are stupid. Hikari Uze, Hikari's annoying, and then the WW, that's taken on a different meaning in slang in modern, like the modern internet, but in Japanese, that basically means lol, because W is short for warao, which is the Japanese word for laughing.
ねえ、何か知らない？ああ、光が悪いんだよ。みゆき、クラスの目立つグループに目つけられてたじゃん。みゆきと一緒にいたから光に嫌がらせが始まったんだよ。みゆき、グループから外れてくれない？私たちまで巻き込まれるし。みゆきが出ていけば光も嫌がらせ受けなくなると思うよ。私そんなの気にしないし、みんなで仲良くしようよ。どうしてあんたはそうなわけ？そう言うなら光がみゆきの代わりになればいいじゃん。どうしてそうなるの？目立つ子たちはからかえる相手が欲しいだけだし。一緒にいたら私たちも攻撃される。迷惑なんだよね。
Yeah, it's almost like the apex predators are going after a herd of herbivores and they need to abandon the weak members so that the rest of the group can survive.
みんなもそう思うよね。光が出てけばいいと思う人。はい。私も。そんな、どうして？だってみんなそう言ってるし。そうだよ、みんな言ってる。みゆきもそう思うでしょ？私は。じゃあやっぱり出てくのはみゆきだね。待って。私もひかりちゃんが出ていけばいいと。みんなこう言ってるよ。決まりだね。光は追放。意見が合わないから追放。意見が違うと友達じゃないの。空気読みないよ。そうだよね。そうだよね。そうだよね。そうだよね。光は追放。意 違う一人だけ違うだから友達じゃない友達じゃないどうして私だけダメだよひかりちゃん意見はみんなに合わせないと分かっていたけど辛いわね
つうかなんつうかえぐすぎだろマジでこんなことあったのかよ
I like how his Japanese VA is being a lot quieter here because, like, I feel like Kanji can really relate to this as somebody who was ostracized when he was younger at school for being different.
仲間を助けたかっただけなのに自分のはしごを外されるとはなそれに拳で語り合うとしても大勢と一人はフェアじゃない腑に落ちん
いやいや拳で語り合う流れじゃなかったっしょ
ひかりさんが心に負ったダメージはどれほどだったのでしょうか友達って何なんだろう意見が違ったら友達にはなれないのどうしてみゆきちゃんと仲良くしたんだっけみんなから敬遠されてたのに草食恐竜たちが力を合わせてピンチを乗り越える映画を見たの弱い恐竜たちがはぐれた仲間を命がけで助けに行くお話だった
Which is the exact opposite of what happened in Jurassic Land. So even though the movie symbolism, like the labyrinth symbolism is way more obvious in this one than it is in the first queue, I do like the fact that all of the labyrinths are like distorted versions of the movies Hikari liked in her childhood. So in the first one, the superhero became an authoritarian villain. In the second one, the dinosaurs, instead of cooperating to save the ones left behind, they instead abandoned them.
私すごく感動した仲間とか友達っていいなってだから私も友達が困ってたら支えになりたいって思って
I think it's also notable that Miyuki is the one person in that flashback who had a name given, which implies that of all of those people, Hikari to this day still holds her more fondly.
でもみんなは違ったみゆきちゃんも助けてくれなかった
Even though this ended up happening, and one thing that I will say, and I'll elaborate more after the inevitable mini-boss fight, I have been on the receiving end of this exact thing before at school.
みんなと同じじゃなきゃダメ違うことを言ったら煙たがられるそれでも私は友達や仲間を大事にしたかったおとなしくみんなに合わせていればあんな目に遭わなかっただけどそれで私は満足だった
I hope the Hikari of the present is at least learning to stand up for herself more.
光ってやっぱり空気読めないよねみゆきもそう思うでしょ
And yeah, this right here, Kuki Yomenai, literally means can't read air, but it's a common Japanese expression that I've gone over before. Sort of just means, like, can't read the room, but mood kill is a decent translation in this context.
うん違う空気が読めないって思われてもいい私は自分に嘘はつきたくないみゆきちゃんの友達でいたかったのうるさいわねあんたなんか強決定だから
Oh, here it goes again!
来たな行くぞ
Time to beat up more personifications of Hikari's old trauma! Which is pretty much the entire gist of the Persona series, and it's extremely cathartic for that reason.
今はこのシャドウを倒すのが先だねサポートは任せてね
ここは引けません絶対に倒しましょう
So we have one regal mother, a, very pretentious-looking female figure lying back reclining, and three, giant mouth-tongue monsters that seem to be its kind of brainwashed lackeys. So the Slipping Hablaries are weak to Bless, but they're also very vulnerable to confusion and sleep. So with ailments, you can easily take them out of the fight, or at least make them less of a problem. The Regal Mother herself, though, she will actually use AoE healing. But she is weak to electricity, and that's why I brought you for his Electrike Link and Yosuke for the Link setup. Kind of funny how they work really well as a team here. So, I don't think I'm going to use any Navigator skills. Let's just go set up the Kunai backup. You will go for the Mataru Kaja. And I guess Chie can show off her true critical eye for the first time. Meanwhile, do I Makoga now? Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to debilitate the Regal Mother immediately. And you're going to go for the, yeah, let's go Tentarafu with you. Got a lot of reasonably fast people in this party. Still really love this song. I don't even actually know what it's called. I'll need to look that up. But yeah, get the Debilitate off before you spend the rest of your SP on spamming, Bless attacks. Okay. I'd appreciate if some of those hit Yosuke and immunity buff are activated, but I'll also appreciate Yosuke being uninjured. And here we go, Tentarafu. So yeah, it is 1.5 times confusion odds against them. Given their 150% confusion vulnerability. I only got one of them confused though, which is a bit of a problem. But I think I am ready to start using my Link skills at this point. So, let's see. Yeah, let's just actually go for the, because you want to focus on the Regal Mother first, because it's the healer of this group. So let's see. Oh, Guillotine Slice is going to be fun against things that are already confused. I will need to attack though, because, you know, I've got the, Yosuke Kunai backup. But you'll go for the Makoga. And again, I think I'm actually going to go for a second Tentarafu from now, so... I was hoping that you would go first, but yeah, I may have to spotlight him at this point, just so that I get the Link combo started before Yosuke attacks. But at least Makoga will trigger another Link follow-up, even if it won't trigger another Kunai backup, because he's not on the right row for that. But yeah, none of the enemies here can be knocked down. So you won't be seeing any cut-ins when your attack's successful. Oh, nice! Another Link hit. Your own lackeys have turned against you. Yeah, these things being giant mouths, I feel like that kind of fits, because in a lot of media, bullies kind of get, like, at least verbal bullying is kind of represented by just, you know, disembodied mouths, or sometimes eyes. I know that was the case in one, surprisingly creepy Fluttershy flashback in Friendship is Magic. I love how that thing just kicked. Oh, hey, you want to do... Oh, right. I forgot to give you a sub-persona because I fused away Diaz. But it's fine. You want to help out your boyfriend? Go ahead. Also, Yosuke now has... Let me just see. Yeah, my buffs are fine. So let's go for the Makoha, Electrike Link, and then, oh, that's going to be fun. And Naoto will just Korga something, I guess. I'm okay with one of the enemies not being confused. I'm surprised that I confused the Mother, because it's actually very resilient to ailments, and I think binds as well. But yeah, now that I've got this going, Electrike Link is go. The only issue is if the Regal Mother ends up dying, and then Chie's attack redirects into the one Hubleri that is not confused. But that's not going to happen, because, there we go. Yeah, nice shot. Okay, the healer is down. Trust me, it can actually heal. Also, yeah, that's just the first tier version of Bless, so it's really only useful for just... I never got immunity buffer. So much for that strategy. At the very least, though, Rise has enough gauges to Yomi Return Yosuke. And I don't need Kunai back. Oh, I don't even have Yomi Return on her anymore. Well, okay. Technically speaking, yeah, you're gonna go Revival Bead Yosuke, because I don't really need you for weakness anymore. But, okay, how about you Guillotine Slice the confused one, you once again spam that, and you're gonna go for, I go for Megado normally, but no, go for another actually, okay, yeah, 2 of them are in the front row, that one's in the back row, yeah, I'll go for another Tentarafu. Robin Futto! Let's go just, yeah, at this point it's really just whittling the rest of them down. But I can potentially get some good guillotine strikes in with Chie. Nice one. And now you will revive his totally not boyfriend. Okay, finally one of them hit the other. Also, thankfully for, thank you for, wow! Yeah, that on Chie is fun, because she has innate, ambush shots. But okay, I guess we can do this. Do I have, okay, my Mataru Kaja wore off, so let's, put that back up, although unfortunately, okay, that's actually kind of tempting, because none of them can dodge that. Naoto will, yeah, I'll just go regular. Arrow Rain! Yeah, it's also better when there's only one target, but these things are going to be going down fairly soon. Okay, that one's not done, unfortunately. Akechi should finish them, or their brethren will finish them. Again, how fitting these school bullies are turning on themselves. Actually, that's very fitting, because their whole thing is like, you know, kicking people out of the group and backstabbing them. But yeah, we're pretty much almost done here. Mataru Kaja goes up, and then... yeah, basically, this is over. I want to see those high guillotine slice numbers again, though. Oh yeah, Akechi also has Arrow Rain, but I think McCall goes into a little bit more. And, Megado, why not? So, come on, Chie, big numbers again. Let's see that, well, okay, firstly Akechi goes, but, and I think, actually, Naoto's not as fast in this game as she usually is. Yeah, Chie's gonna go first. So yeah, let's see those big numbers. Yeah, that is the, I believe, the lowest damage that she's done with that this whole fight. It is admittedly only against things that have been buffed by, oh, it didn't exploit itself. There we go. Yeah, you finishes it. But yeah, admittedly it was against things that were ailmented, but still. Hiento. See, again, I need to keep some of these physical attacks for the boss fight, but that is your skill card ability, and it is a heavy attack, so maybe I should actually replace that. Probably not going to take luck talent, though. Speaking of things that are a hard choice, though, immunity buffer. 50% chance of nulling physical, not that it helped me in that last fight. I have it on Hathor already, though, so maybe I will get rid of it here. I guess this is a reference to the fact that Rungda often repels physical in SMT games. My original logic was to delete that, because I can always get Double Link back by buying Yuki Jodo from the Compendium, whereas if I give immunity buffer here, I could pass it down to more things, I suppose, but also... I think I will actually do that for now. Yeah, I'll do that. I want a good Silent Persona back by the time we fight this Labyrinth's FOEs, because the next FOE we'll be seeing is weak to Sai. Yeah, just like in the first Labyrinth, though, we have a gender-crossed role, because Kamashina Man, the teacher that he represented, was originally female. But yeah, this right here, though, before I cover that other topic, this right here I have to say. So, when I was not in high school, but the equivalent of American elementary school, so primary school for Australia, I went through almost a very similar thing to what Hikari did. I would often get bounced between groups of friends, and the moment that it no longer became cool to hang out with me, I would get ditched. One moment, I would be going to these people's houses, I would be really, like, in with their groups, and then the next they'd be like, nah, people are starting to bully him, so we're gonna just ditch him. And this happened numerous times. It happened a lot less in high school. I found a little bit more of a consistent friend group there, but just like, and I've kind of grown to accept, like, it never really let it bother me that much, because none of those people in primary school who, like, kicked me out of their groups were really ever close friends of mine. But still, I can very much relate to these scenes with Hikari. I mean, they're all just too scared to get bullied themselves. They were just going with what they thought was the easiest solution. Just cut out the members of the group that were, dragging the rest of them down. But also, yeah, why was Yosuke-saurus male? Yosuke-saurus actually represents, I think it's a little ambiguous whether it's Hikari or Miyuki, but either way, the person that he represents was a girl. But I have to choose this option.
なるほど
I like how Yu immediately agrees. I will say, I do think Yosuke was one of the weaker cross-dressers in that group. Yu was way better, Teddy is perfection, and we don't talk about kanji. But yeah, this element right here is really, really interesting. Like, that aspect of Yosuke, him being new to Inaba and being ostracized for that rarely came up in Persona 4 itself. So, Persona 4 Revival, get on that, please. Like, Link episodes, establish that aspect of Yosuke a little bit more. Yep, Yosuke got picked as the, as the one who, always got bullied by the majority. Well, I guess that fits given his treatment in Persona 4 itself. But yeah, there is a difference between genuinely reading the room and not just saying things that are just gonna, like, cause misunderstandings or piss off everyone around you, versus just blindly going with whatever everyone else says is true. Huh, kangaroo court's an interesting term. I wonder where that originated, because, like, kangaroo's an Australian animal. Because, yeah, in this case, the wrong opinion that they ostracized Hikari for was just, I want to still be friends with this person. So no, you didn't do anything wrong. In fact, honestly, maybe it's a good thing that you got kicked out of that group, because those people were probably not the right people to be friends with. Like, that's just my logic with these whole things. If people are gonna treat you like that, you just should not be friends with them in the first place. And this almost makes me wonder whether a similar thing has happened to Haru in the past, whether Haru had friends before and maybe her father broke it up because she thought that they were too lower class for her. Hiding your true feelings, huh? Yeah, I don't think Ken really has a right to weigh in on this situation because he's got some very personal stuff that he has definitely not figured out yet. Killing your own heart, though, is interesting because that is literally what Hikari said in Japanese just after the Aegus Labyrinth. Yeah, Hikari is starting to stand up for herself a lot more. It is really cool that we're getting to see her just, yeah, gradually improve over the course of this fourth labyrinth rather than break down entirely the way that other Persona Pi members tend to do in late-game dungeons. But I think that's a good time to end things, so I'll see you next time when we see our next Hikari flashback and head further into the realm of the bad musical.